spread out so we don't hit anyone. In a sort of a semicircle would be really good. And then I want you to lay the bat down in front of you, please. Face down, if you like. Handle pointing to you. Sweet. Now we're going to pick this up like we might pick up an axe. Okay, that's the first thing. So I'd like you to do that. I can't do it because I've got a bad back. But pick it up like you'd pick up an axe. With 2 hands. Okay, so what you've done there is you've pretty much got the correct grip. Alright? If you want to get a little bit more technical, these V's go down the left-hand side of the bat. The V's in your 2 hands go down the left-hand side of your bat. Okay, look, I had a club session last night and none of them were as good as you, to be honest. Which is amazing that your hands are together. The biggest problem here, kids will do that. Or people will do that, have them separated. Which means that the bottom hand tends to dominate, and cricket's a top hand game. Righto, so we've now got our 2 hands on the bat. I want you to all imagine that I'm the bowler bowling to you individually. So you're going to have to set up like I'm bowling to you. If you could do that for me, please. Right, so the thing here is we have our feet roughly shoulder width apart. Roughly, and you've all done that, naturally. And you're square to me. If I'm the bowler, you need to be square to me, okay? Really good. So now we're going to pick the bat up. Probably the biggest issue with cricket is the fact that people about to strike the ball still have the bat on the ground. So when we pick it up, we have to really pick it up. We have to engage the shoulders. So the shoulders should tilt a bit so you'll understand that you've now loaded up. Just like when you're playing golf, you have to load that front shoulder. Right, same thing. So we're now slightly bent. We're in a really comfortable position. We're picking the bat up. Now, here's the secret. See the figure 9 here? Can you see that figure 9 if you like? This, here, around here and there. Do you see that? That's not a figure 9. That's a figure 9. Righto. So that means this is not tucked around here. This is sort of as far back around the bat as you can get. So we're getting quite technical here, but if we get these things right, we're in a really good position. The next thing, our head has got to be level. Our eyes have got to be level. We don't run around the field catching balls like that. So let's have our eyes nice and level. So I'm just going to come around and have a look at each of you. Very good. Keep more side on as I'm the bowler. This way. Yep. And that arm comes around that way. It's a little bit uncomfortable. You find your chin will be tucked into your shoulder. Bring your hands a little bit closer to your body. Yeah, really good. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So if I come from there, I always like to do it like that.
No. Yeah. So you've learned something. That's good. So you pick it up. Just pick that up so that bends. Yeah. So this is probably a little bit more like that. It's a little bit more unnatural.
Oh, hence why they can go like that.
A little bit closer to your body.
Yeah. Like a golf swing.
See, I used to do it like a golf swing.
Yeah.
You want this. See that circle, that
That's
figure
so
9?
weird.
Yeah. So you got to get that round. So your bottom hand has to come off a little bit when you go back. Obviously, if you try to strangle it, it's not going to work. Just bring your hand around a little bit. Yep, that's good. And you've got to get your head there. Go on, right, just a bit. Yeah, but it's got to be level. Okay. And same thing. Your head's on that angle, so stand up a bit and get a little bit more square on with your head. So you got to find you're in that position. If you look in a mirror, you'll see your head's probably on that angle. Yeah, that's probably a little bit natural, so just stand up.
You look like a sculpture. What?
Yeah, don't take it back, just lift it up. That's really good. That is good. And just a little bit closer to your body. Alright, have a look. Yep, so lift the bat up so you engage it. You're a big powerful man, you want to be able to... Yeah, that's real nice. Right, real good. Okay. So we've now picked the bat up. All right. We now have to step towards this imaginary ball and play a shot. Now, what do you think is probably the most important thing here we have to do at this point? just 2 or 3 things. Fire away.
Keep your eyes on the ball. Yeah,
Keep your eye on the ball. Step towards it. Step really close towards it.
lift your bat up.
Exactly. Engage. You should feel the dip in your shoulder as you get close to it.
In the room.
Okay, so you're gonna remember I'm the bowler. Cricket's a side-on game, so now you're going to engage those shoulders and you're going to go to that imaginary ball. What happens after that point? You've got to
Break the
bang,
bat through.
you got to strike. Yep, you got to strike the ball, and make sure your hands go through the line of where you. So imagine the toe of the bat going where you want the ball to go. In a minute, when we hit off here, we'll see how good you are because they'll be going in all directions, I would imagine. So let's just make sure we go through there. It's not about how hard we hit it. Okay, so we've got to that point there. Now we've got to break our wrists, obviously, and they come up and over your shoulder. Not that side, that side. Wait there. Yeah, that's it. Right. I thought there was something not right there. Okay.
Like this.
Here we go.
This side, other side.
Watch the ball.
Like that.
Yeah, make sure the full face of the bat when you make contact is square. If you start to move it too early, it's going to go off to the side. Yep.
You're funny with dropping the
Yeah, there's
something wrong.
I was like,
now that's rather than go back like that, just go up. Okay? Really good. You played cricket before.
no, it's funny, I was talking about the dart job going at Fraser.
Do they do?
I was just like, you do it. And they go, no.
Okay, hold
That's
on.
free. Oh, my dad was like,
Put that up again.
oh, shit. Yeah.
That V, there. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Just relax this a bit more. And rather than go back,
I really
pick it up. Yeah. So you'll pick it up like that. So now you're in a really good position. Now step towards it.
Yeah, we only got one done.
Well done.
Yeah, like a pro. So I used to do pushing that in it. What?
Yeah.
Pushing that pro core.
Square.
Better watch out.
Yeah, and through and over that shoulder. Right. Yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, well done. Yep, make sure that when you take the bat back again, right, yeah, it's got to go up here. You want to really engage that. Yep. Okay. Right, yeah, very much. When you go down there, just feel that, see how that's quite, yeah, go down again. Go down. No, no. Start like that. Just relax. Yeah, just a bit more relaxed. There we go. Your head stepping. Yep. Okay. Very good. Righto. We have got 7. 3 there, 3 on that side, and 1 in the middle. What I want you to do is, in a moment, you're going to come over to these cones. And I shall show you. Pick a line or a post or whatever you like and try and aim towards it. Put your feet, I'm good left-handed, I'm not too good, but so your feet are going to line up roughly with the cone. You're going to step towards it. As you step, you load up. This will be interesting, playing left-handed. I am left-handed, but I don't bat left-handed. So gauge the shoulders and go through. All right, so gauge the shoulders and go through. So it's not about how hard you hit it, it's just about hitting it really straight. Because if we're going to hit straight with a cricket ball, then we don't worry about the other shots. That's all we need to do is hit straight.
Are you stepping and like loading simultaneously, or is one a little bit the other?
Good question. As people will argue, is it the head that goes first or the shoulder? Doesn't matter as long as it's not the foot. If the foot goes forward first, then you'll hit the ball in the air. So engage the shoulders, drop the head. Your foot will go into exactly the right position, which is going to be close to the ball. Okay, and we can start this from either a stationary ball or a moving ball, but ideally, stationary position, so you can get into that position to start it if you wanted to, or you can step towards it depending on how good you feel. So, Line, I think, so what have we got? 7 3s, 7 2s. 6 2s and a 3. Line up. Have a hit. So one can perhaps field and one can... Oh no, might be a bit dangerous.
Do we need to?
Pardon? So, yep, I think that's right. There should be 2 behind each one. How many we have got? Well, I got that wrong. 7 2s are 14. And there's one in the middle here. One in here. Yeah, perfect. Down the middle here. Yeah. Okay, so make sure the key to this, whoop, just come back and start there with that foot.
Oh, I can enter it.
Right, so you're going to step towards it and play the shot. Come this way. Stay there in line.
Oh, in line?
All right, well, in this side. Just leave it. We'll do 2 legs.
I'm so sorry.
I can see that coming.
Okay, so
Are you okay? It's not on camera.
Just the ovary.
there, it's on film. Yeah, good shot. Okay, yeah. See where your foot ended up?
Over here.
When I first started with heaps. Now you have to go Tuesday training.
Yeah, well done. Check drive. Yeah, nice.
Some of them I'm good at. Some of them are good, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Just sometimes you get a name.
Oh, like this? Oh, yeah.
Can we just come in for 2 secs? In relation to our head. Any ideas? Yep. Where should we be striking the ball in relation to our head? Below our eyes. Okay, so if the ball's going up in the air, what do you think's happening? Are we hitting it too early or too late? If it's going in the air.
Too late.
Way early, aren't we? So we need to get a little bit closer to the cone. So now we're striking it here. So we're seeing a lot of balls come in the air here because we're 2 steps too far back from the ball. And when we come through, we're on the way up. You should find a bit of a burn in your thigh when you're playing a drive because that leg's bent. If it's straight, that's what happens. Just hit a few more, please. See if it makes a difference. I want to have a look at your grip, please. Yep. This one round. It's got these 2 here. Down the left-hand side of the back. Okay. Set up. Yeah. Now you do. Set up more.
What was he selling them?
Marie.
I'll get it for you, Marie.
Make sure that follows through.
Yeah, that's twisting it.
Yeah, you've got to get that foot closer to the ball. Really close.
This one?
Yeah, your front foot. Yeah.
How's it gone for dog?
It's hard for, like, I'm just watching the 2 girls and they're doing what some of the other girls do, is they're like golf, keeping the arms too stiff,
Play too much golf.
bend the elbows. The nine.
All the way through. Yeah. You're a long way away. That's what. You're a little bit closer.
So I should be closer.
That's big difference. What's the progression from a stationary ball?
Move against it.
Drop up.
A drop or a ball underarm to you. 2 bounces, you'll see the Knights doing this or the ND players doing this all the time. 2 bounces a cricket ball, strike. 2 bounces, strike. And then after that, what is it? 1 bounce or throwing it over arm and then to bowling. So if we're doing any skill, start with that sort of progression. Explanation, as you know, then we demonstrate, then we stationary, soft balls, yeah. Don't want to get to cricket balls too quickly.